It's the Real News Network. I'm Sharmini Puris coming to you from Baltimore. Last Saturday, the ruling party of India, the BJP, strengthened its position in the country's northeast. The victory in Tripura particularly ends 25 years of continuous Communist Party rule, CPM. Plastered all over social media, one could see videos of bulldozers tearing down statues of Vladimir Lenin in Tripura, symbolic of the end of the era. Elections were held in 3 states, Tripura, Nagaland, and Meghalaya, where about 9 million Indians live. The 3 states have about 5.6 million voters. On to give us more context to understand this victory of the BJP and its allies, and of course the losses experienced by Congress and the Communist Party, I'm joined by Sangeeta Barooah Pisharoty. She's the deputy editor of the Wire.com India. Sangeeta, I thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Sangeeta, let's start off by describing what exactly happened, who was in power in these states before, and what the election results produced.
The 3 elections happened in 3 northeastern states, Tripura, Meghalaya, and Nagaland. And to begin with Tripura, it had seen 25 years of continuous left rule. And in Nagaland, it's like the regional party, a local party, which has also been ruling since 2003. And in Meghalaya, it was the Congress rule for last 1 decade. And now, after the elections, what we see in Tripura, it is a BJP government. The left rule is over. And in Nagaland, what we see is BJP has come to power by sharing it with another regional party called NDPP. So the earlier party, the Naga People's Front, is no more in power. And then comes to Meghalaya, the Congress rule is over. Now BJP has joined a coalition, kind of a coalition government, a multi-party coalition government led by, again, a regional party called NPP, which is National People's Party.
So what we are trying to understand here is what happened in Tripura. Is it the disillusionment with the left, or the Northeast is feeling left out of Modismo?
See, what you see, if there's only one, if you want to see a common thread in the elections in all the 3 states, it's obviously, anti-incumbency that has played a big role. And these are all very old governments. Like in Tripura, it was 25 years and 20 years under the same chief minister. And in Nagaland, what you see was since 2003, a single party and running it along with BJP as a junior partner. And in Nagaland too, in Meghalaya too, it's like a 10-year-old government, which is there no more. So that anti-incumbency was pretty strong. And the other thing is also now the BJP is trying to make inroads into Northeast, and it's gone there with a very aggressive campaign, and which has given them results.
All right, Sangeeta. So then, obviously, these states are rather important for the left. But how important is it for the BJP and its allies to gain control of the Northeast in this way?
See, it's actually, the BJP has been trying to make inroads into the 8 northeastern states for a long time. But the big national player has always been the Congress. And now when you see that the Congress is no more in power at the center in Delhi, so it's giving BJP an opportunity to go and try out these newer areas. And it is also not playing the kind of politics, or the campaign is basically around bringing development to the region. And this, remember, this region has been an insurgency-infested area and bordering, China, Burma, Bangladesh, Bhutan. It's like it has most of the Indian borders are on that side. So it's a very sensitive zone. And also people have always felt a bit neglected by the mainstream India, by the central government for a long time. So this is the with the promise of bringing people to the mainstream India, BJP has tried to enter that vision, and I would say to a large extent it has been successful so far. If you see at least the results of these three states, particularly in Tripura, it has got a huge mandate, and in Nagaland it has for the first time been able to win 12 seats out of in the 60-member assembly. But in Meghalaya, it faced a little problem because it's a Christian majority state, and though even the Prime Minister himself said that we don't play politics of religion or caste, it also brought in a Christian face, in KJ Alphonse. He is the Union Tourism Minister, but even then I felt that the mainstream Indian politics, that the Hindutva politics that it follows in mainstream India, caught up with it, and that's why it couldn't do as it hoped to. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that they were trying to change the campaign there, but in some places became successful, not in all.
Sangeeta, describe for us what happened. The Communist Party was in power for 25 years. What is it that they could not particularly deliver for these people that you said had certain aspirations in terms of development? So what is it? Was it jobs? Was it the lack of ability to progress, which means that there wasn't enough business outside of the government jobs that were provided for most people that live there?
See, in Tripura, there has always been a very strong vote share, very strong percentage of anti-left votes. But people were always looking at Congress to be able to provide that alternative, but which Congress couldn't, also because of its compulsion, say, in the center. It's if not very friendly with left, but it also needs the left for various passage of bills and various other things, to run the daily business when it was the Manmohan Singh government. And even prior to that, people always felt that they didn't have much choice. Now, this time, the BJP has worked on that anti-left vote share, and for 2.5 years has worked very hard on that. And then that has delivered them the results. The other thing is also the left has been able to get rid of insurgency in that area. Remember, it borders, the state borders, three sides of the border is Bangladesh. So, it had been able to successfully remove also what we call that draconian APSPA, Armed Forces Special Powers Act. So it has been successful in controlling insurgency, but it was not able to say address the aspirations of the young people. The literacy rate is quite high in that state, but compared to that, people had very little job avenues. The best job that they could get is a kind of a teacher, and also in a government establishment, and government has been the main job provider. So, but when you see the other side of India, the rest of India, where it's growing, the business is growing. So a lot of people have these aspirations, particularly the younger lot. So they feel that BJP could give them that. So it was the aspirational campaign that BJP did had also bore fruits for them.
Sangeeta, if the BJP was able to reach the aspirations, or at least promise development and growth in the region and give hope to the people, why was it that the left, and here the Communist Party in particular, was not able to do so?
The main reason is that they have not been able to bring in a lot of business from outside. The private enterprises. Every time they were like thinking about setting up their own government-run projects. They were doing certain things like rubber plantation projects and some certain things of that sort, but it was not enough to respond to the gamut of unemployment. It has the highest unemployment rate in the country. So that itself was not, like it's a huge issue. And sometimes I feel that, maybe this, government alone is not capable of handling that amount of unemployment. But this, I feel that, they lagged a little bit somewhere in addressing this issue. They thought that they'll be able to handle it, but and many people were migrating out of that state, particularly the younger lot. And when they come to the other part, they see certain things happening, and they want all of that back. So, which was something that the left failed to address.
All right, Sangeeta, so what does these shifts, political shift now mean for national politics and what's happening in Delhi?
See, now, I don't think that the elections in these three states is going to hugely affect the national politics, but certainly some things will happen. Like the bigger elections are coming, say 2019 general elections are coming, where Modi will go to for a rerun, and then the elections are coming in states like, say, Karnataka, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh. These are big states, Orissa. So it is certainly, the results are certainly going to be a huge morale boost for the BJP cadres. And it may influence just a bit the voters too. But, elections in particular in the states are fought on local issues. So I don't think it is going to be a hugely huge effect on national politics. But yes, in terms of seeing the left or the Congress or other parties coming together as a united opposition to take on BJP is going to be affected by that.
All right, Sangeeta, I thank you so much for joining us today. And we'll be following this and hope you can join us again in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for joining us here on the Real News Network.